Hi, I'm Mitch Shoemaker, and today is day 98 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on my writing. So, yay! I made it to day 98. Woohoo! I have like 2 days left after this, so I'm torn between. I'm like, okay, this is sad that I'm going to be done with my writing, but I can continue to write even if I don't do it every single day, which I may not do every single day because this past 100 days and trying to get myself to write something every day has been very difficult for me. So I'm actually kind of relieved that it's over. I'm like, okay, the whole point of doing this, well, not the whole point. I thought that by doing this, I would get in the habit of working on my stories every single day and I would become, develop all these fabulous habits and I'd be a pro at writing every day. It'd be awesome. And I just want to keep continuing that, like I did with my gratitude. And the gratitude just comes out naturally. The writing, on the other hand, I still struggle with sometimes, but not all the times. Because like tonight, I sat down, I opened up my laptop, and it just the wise one popped into my head. So I'm like, all right, I'll look at that. I'll work on that. And I wrote a couple of paragraphs. I kind of I had to find it first. I love that I have to find things. Because I closed everything out of my laptop at some point and I did the whole restart with all the updates and whatever craziness that it needed to do because it was freezing on me. I was like, stupid laptops. It's old. It's not stupid. It's old. It's old. It probably needs to be replaced at some point in the near future, but that's not anywhere on any of my wish lists at the moment because it still works and I like that it still works and I don't have to learn how to do something new on a brand new machine because you get a new one and everything's different and everything works different and I know I can learn how to do it. It's just I got so many other things going on right now that is really not a priority of mine unless my laptop starts giving out on me and then I can't access my stuff and then I will freak out. So getting a backup drive or a jump drive or something that I can put all of my books on would probably be a better priority than getting a new laptop. Anyway, I digress. I ramble. I do this. I apologize. But I did open it up. I did have to find the wise one. I knew where it was, but then again, as I mentioned before, I save the document every day as every day that I work on it as whatever day that I'm working on it. So I had to go back and find the most recent time that I worked on it, which is like a week or so ago. It's not that long. And then, of course, because I wrote the wise one, I worked on it years ago, apparently 2016. So I have something from like 4 years ago that I found. So I'm like, okay. But it was in my folder with the wise one and not in with my other story stuff, my older stuff, because I have some stuff that's just like 10 years old, I swear it is. Like goes back to 2013, 2014, and it's like, oh my gosh, 2012, I don't know. It's 2021. Hello. Anyway, not that it's bad that I have all of those things all the way back there. It's just trying to shift through all of them, shuffle through all of them, sort through all of them, read through all of it, and decide what am I keeping, what am I getting rid of. And most of the really old stuff goes with the Fall of Espinglandia. And I did write that full version. I have several other versions that I seem to randomly remember when I'm trying to rewrite the Fall of Espinglandia, which then trying to figure out where that one's at. And there's literally like 50 versions of that one. And the thing is like a lot of them are very much the same, and then there's just a couple paragraphs that are different where I restarted something. It only has like 4 chapters instead of 20 chapters or 18 chapters or whatever it is. So they're just little different lengths or they're different beginnings, just different descriptions. So I just have to, it's the joy of sorting through the old things. And because I've not been working on it consistently, I kind of forget where everything is. So thankfully, I'm very grateful that I actually saved the old version of the wise one from 2016 in the same folder that has the 2021 version in it. So I was like, yes, I can just pick up where I left off. And then if I want to read the next section, I can just go to the next one. So I left them open on my laptop so I can just kind of go back and look at them. I also have the Fall of Espinglandia open, the current version that I'm working on. I don't have one of the older versions, which hopefully I don't need anytime soon, but I might. I don't know. I hope not. Anyway, So I was just kind of scrolling through my notes and trying to figure out. I'm like, I need to delete the chapter that because I'm like I've basically rewritten this entire chapter. So I'm like I need to delete all this stuff. And I'm like, it's good stuff. I might use it in a later chapter, a later section, a later something. I have a really hard time letting go. I need to do better at just letting go because some of that stuff. I think I mentioned to my friend like on Wednesday that I was like, some things I just deleted. Like when I deleted the stuff at the end of recognizing God's hand in my life. I'm like, I just deleted it. And then later in the day, I was thinking, there's just some things in life that should just be deleted. They don't need to keep coming back up. They don't need to be repeated, relived, whatever. They just need to be deleted. there's no point for them. They don't fit anywhere in my life any longer. So it's okay to just let them go. It's okay to just delete them. It's okay to just be like, I don't need this anymore. Gone. And I won't miss things like that. I'm like, I won't because one, I probably won't remember them, or if I do, it's just kind of like, and it's just getting in my way. It's annoying. So, which would be the whole point of deleting it. But also on laptops and other things that they auto save stuff. So there's multiple backups that I could always go hunt for something if I needed to. Plus there's all the saved versions of it that have the same thing. So it's perfectly okay to delete it in the current version because it's saved in an old version if for whatever reason I still need it. I doubt that I will. I'm not going to go hunting for it. It can go just hide in some backup file somewhere. Just like my memories, my old memories, old traumas, they can just go hide in some backup file somewhere. They're not needed. I wish that worked in real life, that I could just hit a delete button and they would go away. In my head, that would be cool. That is not how life works. But anyway, I did write a couple of paragraphs kind of figuring out where I'm going with the story. I need to look to see where that chapter started at because I think I'm good with ending that chapter unless I just started the chapter because then I need something more with it because I don't know how long it is because I only wrote like a couple of paragraphs tonight. I didn't write a whole lot. And I think I only wrote a few paragraphs the last time I worked on it. So it might only be like a page or 2 pages. So it could probably stand to be a little bit longer. I just have to decide if I want it to be longer or if I want it to be a short chapter. Because And the next chapter that I wrote previously jumps into something else that's going to happen, which I want it to happen. But it skips the stuff that happened in the chapter that I'm in the process of rewriting that needs to happen also. So I'm just kind of like, but it's having like all of these, I hate doing those little like dot things in the middle of the book being like passage of time. This happens, this happens, this happens. I like it to all kind of, flow together, or there's a chapter break and you like kind of change characters or you change scenes and it's like, okay, chapter break, change scenery, then you know that time has passed kind of a thing. So I don't like the little star dot things. I'm like, can I just put a chapter there? But then it's only like a page or 2 pages and then it's a really short chapter. So I don't know. I need to spend some more time looking at it. I didn't have a whole lot of time because I'm just really tired and I want to go to bed. But I did actually read my scriptures and meditationals today. I did a little bit of writing this morning. And then I made my to-do list today, which I haven't done for a few days. So yay. And this is the last thing on my to-do list today. So I'm very proud of myself. I did my to-do list today. Yay. So I'm very excited about that. And I did some journaling. I wrote in my journal before I did this. And I think that I have come up with what I want to do for my next 100 days of YouTube videos. And I'm going to wait and talk about it when I start my next 100 days of YouTube videos. Just because I think it's fun that way. And because it's a really long explanation that I don't want to get into and it doesn't really apply to my writing. And so, but I did my writing today, so I'm very proud of myself for writing a little bit in my story. And yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at a little bit. But I've noticed in this video that I've just been very smiley and chipper and whatever. And I was noticing today when I was at work tonight that I think something has shifted a little bit in me. I know I've been having my little ups and downs and my terrible mood swings and my struggling to get out of bed and function and all of those emotional whatever. It's emotional roller coaster ride for me doing my writing. The gratitude, I think, just really pulled me out of a lot of stuff. It gave me a more positive outlook on things. And as hard as it was some days, I was just so grateful for everything that I could be grateful for. And it totally changed my perspective. It made me feel lighter, better, happier. And then writing just brought up all of these emotions and all of these things. And it's been a real struggle to do my writing. I was like, man, I thought writing was going to be easy and fun. And then as I was journaling tonight, I was thinking of all the times that it really was fun, because I really do like writing my stories. And a lot of times it's fun. Some of it's emotional. And when I think about the emotional and how it's attached to the past and how it relates to the past, it's harder for me to write. But if I don't think about that stuff and I just write the stories, it's fun. And the stuff just flows. Like, it's so cool because I can just sit down and it just flows because God just gives me the words. And I've replayed the stories in my head so many times, and I'm like, oh, this happens and this happens and this happens. And then I have to type fast enough. And then I'm like, oh, and now I have to go to bed, but I'm not done. I have this idea and this idea and this idea. And I have days where I wish I could just stay and write all day. And then, of course, I have days where I'm like, I just don't even want to write. And then I come up with poems and poetry. And I've had all kinds of fun with my writing over the past 98 days. And I've got 2 more to go. So I'm just feeling very grateful to be reminded of all the fun that I've had during my writing. So it's not been all drudgery. It's not been all emotional, crazy stuff. It's been a lot of fun stuff, too. And I've learned a lot of things about myself. And I think I've shared those things in these videos. And I realized tonight when I was out driving around that I am not as I can't really think of the right word. I don't think. I'm thinking like temperamental or on edge. I think actually I've just become a lot more patient is what it is. I've become a lot more gentle with myself, and I've become a lot more patient, because things that annoy me, they still annoy me, but it's not to the extreme. Like when I can hear the neighbors making noise, which they're not right now, which I'm really grateful for. I'm getting better at just ignoring it, at just blocking it out, instead of like getting irritated and focusing on it and getting more and more irritated. Because I do that. I get all riled up about things that I don't like or that bother me, and I don't find an outlet for it. I don't express it. I don't talk to the people that do it, or I've talked to the people that do it and they can't change the people that do it. I can't change the situation. And I just get all riled up and irritated. I'm like, I need to stop getting riled up. I need to stop talking about this stuff, because all it does is get me riled up. It doesn't fix anything. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't change anything. And I noticed I'm not getting as riled up tonight, I guess. And I realized, and it wasn't anything that happened specifically today. It was just this kind of, thinking in my brain, and just kind of aha moment that I was like, the last few times that happens, I'm like, I've just been able to kind of block it out or do something else or focus on something else and just be like, okay, that's what that noise is. It has nothing to do with me. I can't control it. It's not going to hurt me. I can't do anything with it. So I'm just going to focus on something else. And I'm getting better at letting it go. And I'm really grateful that I can see that, at least with one aspect of my life, of letting something go. And I'm not perfect at it. I still get irritated. I still get annoyed. I just don't let it disturb my sleep as much anymore. I don't let it irk me to the point where I just, want to strangle someone. Not that I would actually do that. Honestly, it's frustrating. So I'm grateful that I don't have those issues. I mean, I have those issues. I'm just grateful that they're lessening, that I'm letting them go, that there's a shifting, I guess, in me. And it's one that I hadn't really noticed before tonight. And I'm sure it's been in progress, in the process of doing all of this writing, of dealing with all these emotions, but I spent a lot of time crying and writing and facing a lot of things I don't want to face. And I'm starting to feel a little bit lighter. I think somehow it's sinking in. It's taking effect. It's just taken a while. I'm very impatient. I keep thinking, okay, I'm doing X, Y, Z, or I'm doing A, B, C, and then X, Y, Z should just happen. And I want to skip all the numbers in between C and X, or, all the way between D and W. So I'm like, just skip all those letters because I did A, B, C, so then I should just jump to X, Y, Z. And it doesn't work that way. So I think I'm kind of working my way towards the end of the alphabet with some of these things, and I'm grateful for that. But sadly, when you get there, you get to start over again, which I'm not looking forward to because I'm like, cool, I got 2 days left in my 100 and I get to start over again. And I know it's going to be a challenge. I feel like God is challenging me. Maybe because he feels like I'm up for the challenge, or maybe I feel like I'm up for the challenge, or maybe it's just the next step. It's the next thing that I need to do in the process of letting go and of learning to live my life, of seeing my dreams be fulfilled, working towards my goals. It's a process, and it's something that I didn't learn how to focus on growing up. I don't know. It's a new process for me, to be really honest. It's just kind of like I haven't done this quite like this before in my life, ever. So doing the whole YouTube videos, 100 days of YouTube videos, getting a book published, all of these things are all brand new things that I haven't done before. So, and learning to be consistent with myself is also something I'm not very good at. I'm doing a little bit better with some things, mostly with my videos. That's probably the most consistent thing I'm good at. And I think I've gotten pretty good with my gratitude, so yay for that. Still struggling with the whole writing everyday thing, but I know that I can keep working on it. It's a work in progress. I'm a work in progress. So are these YouTube videos. And I just have a tendency to ramble on and on. So I apologize. I should go to bed because I'm tired and a little bit wired, and just grateful for all the things that I accomplished today, or feel like I accomplished today, because once again, it's one of those days where I'm like, it's not perfect, but it feels like it might be doable. But I'm also aware that it's a challenge ahead, and it's not going to be easy. So unlike unlike the writing that I thought was going to be easy, I know my next 100 days is not going to be easy, and maybe it will surprise me and it will be easier than I think. But I tried a little bit of it today, and it did not. It made me very much aware as to why I need to do that for my next 100 days. It's not going to be an easy challenge, but I think it will be. I'm hoping it will be beneficial, and it will help me to improve. And I will share that with you in a couple of days. So look forward to that. And if you like these videos, you can hit like, subscribe, or share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude and maybe some rain.